I got in, Miss Maraj.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss James. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Um, Helen is supposed to come in as well.
Yes, she is trying, but she said when she tried it cut off, so she's trying again because she called me and I told her what I just got on. So she says she is coming.
Okay, I'm admitting her now. Okay, great.
All right, she's on.
Yeah, excellent.
So Ms. White, are you presenting?
And Jennifer, Sophia McIntosh as well.
Right. So that's your share screen there, right? So you're all good?
Hello, Jennifer. Or Helen.
Yeah, that screen is that yours?
Yes.
Sophia McIntosh as well, right?
Yes.
So she's joining.
So, so Ms. White, quick question: Are you doing a share screen also? Okay, great. So Darren will just screen share enabled, right? So we all good? Thanks. Okay, so your audio good? Everything is good. Yeah.
Okay, great. So good afternoon, everyone. We are already live streaming. So whatever we say on here will be they will hear everything on the live stream. So I think there's a chat, a WhatsApp chat. I'm not sure. We could
No
probably
students will
communicate
be
on
in the
that.
room. They won't be given us a stream. Okay.
All right. So, okay. So I'm going on. Hello, good day. Welcome to our virtual career fair. Yes, good day, good day. My name is Don Roberts, Guidance Officer attached to San Fernando East Secondary School. And I want to welcome you to our virtual career fair. Yes. Are you all hearing me? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if.
Yes, we're hearing.
Oh, okay. All right. So to the students on, I want to welcome all of you also to our career fair. And I really trust that you all would make full use of the information that will be shared with you during this time. Because we are pressed for time, we will go right ahead and begin our sessions. We have our presenters on right now. I'm just trying to get, I'm having one little glitch with my system here, but I'll just give me 1 minute.
Perhaps I can assist you, Mr. Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our virtual career fair. And we have our first presenter with us today, which is NEDCO. So I'm going to read a little bit about NEDCO and the two officers who are going to share some information about NEDCO and how you can go about accessing the resources that they have available, and if you would like a career in that field. So firstly, we have Ms. Grant. And Ms. Grant holds an MBA in business management. Additionally, she is also a business manager and strategy consultant with 13 years of postgraduate experience. She's known for her abilities to develop and implement unconventional solutions to organizational dilemmas. Over the past 6 years, she has focused on SBU management, administration, marketing, business development, financial control, and strategy development and implementation. We also have Mr. Colin Providence, and Mr. Providence is a senior business incubation officer. He's a certified financial planner as well as an investment advisor. He has over 25 years experience in the banking and microfinance sector. Mr. Providence holds a BSc degree in management and law and is also a small business owner. So without further ado, we present NEDCO to speak to our students today. Can we welcome NEDCO? Thank you very much, Ms. Grant.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. McIntosh. Would I be allowed to share my screen?
Yes, you will be allowed to share your screen. Hold on 1 minute. I think you go ahead and share your screen. Try it again. Are you getting through?
You're seeing the
Okay.
screen? You're seeing the
Yes, we are.
presentation?
Thank you.
Is it in full screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
No, it's it's now in full screen.
Okay, great. Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to your career fair. And we here at Netco would love to speak to you about entrepreneurship and business ownership, small business ownership in the micro, small, and medium sectors. So today, I'm just going to give you a little snippet of what we do here at Netco. At Netco, our products are loans, business advisory, and training. That's our main product. We also provide mentorship and facilitation of informational webinars, right? So our tagline is supporting, sustaining, and succeeding. And that is because we help young persons like yourself develop the businesses that you have inside of you. Um, One of our main products is loans, and we offer up to $250,000 for first-time borrowers and up to $500,000 for repeat borrowers. I will speak to you a little bit more about our business advisory and training as we move along in the presentation. So, going to move ahead here, and many of you may ask about what do I need to start a business? And within that, first thing you have to consider is a business idea. You must have a passion, you must have a skill. You may start a business due to opportunity or a need that may have been surfacing in the market, right? And other than that, you must have people to support the business. So you must have a market that's ready and willing to pay for your products and services. Something new that your age group might understand is that there is a new jump for people to do graphic arts for video games and advertising. That's a need now. So if you have a skill with doing video graphics, you might look into that as a business and become your own business owner. Once you have identified that you have a business idea, and okay, yes, we have a market, I have people who want my product or services, start with a business plan. You go further and you say, okay, what do I need? Step by step, you outline a system in which you want to operate your business and put your business out there. You want to have a face for your business. What would your brand of your business be? What would your marketing look like? What finances you may need? What staff you may need? You build out an idea. You build out that idea in a business plan for your suggested business. And no small business owner or no entrepreneur would become anything without their team. You don't do it alone. Entrepreneurship is a road that has many, many values, but having a team to support you, to motivate you, to give you additional guidance and knowledge. A lot of small business owners come to Netco because we create that team for them. We give them advice, we help them figure out issues that may come along the way. Then you think about, okay, how do I want to operate my business? Do I want to become a sole trader? Or do I want to go into a partnership with someone else? Or do I want to have a limited liability company? Those are types of businesses that you can register. To be solidified as a business, you should register your business, and it's very much easier now as most of the things are done online. You're moving on to have your own business. You have to think about what equipment, what are my assets, what would I need to run this business. This is key. Your assets is what you will build on to bring your income in. And lastly, on my point here is money. So to get the assets and to pull the business together, you would need access to capital. It may be some personal savings that you may have, or you may seek grant funding, or In our case, you may come to NEDCO for a loan and to start this small business. So if you come into NEDCO for a loan, first of all, you have to be 18 years and over. You must have 2 forms of ID, and these are just some of the requirements. You must have passport size photo, proof of address, the business registration that I spoke about before, quotation for the items that you need, if you need equipment, if you need laptop, computers, that sort of thing, bank statements, financial statements, Board of Inland Revenue certificate, lease agreement if you're renting, and proof that you have income available, proof of contracts that you may have, or clients who may be willing to take part in your services or your product. NEDCO, here we have a wonderful way of interacting with our clients and offering them loan packages. This is an example of one of the loan packages that would have come about due to COVID and building back the business that some of our clients may have been into. So, for instance, for this loan package, our interest rate, or well, on the whole, our interest rate is 8%. But the term, meaning the length of time in which you could borrow the money for, is up to 60 months. Collateral is something that you would need if you're going to a financial institution for a loan. You would need, in this case, 50% collateral, and all our loans are inclusive of our entrepreneurial development packages. And what that means is that we offer you not just the finances, the funding to start your business, but we also offer you the opportunity to build your knowledge on how to operate a business. And that is what I mean by our packages. We offer workshops and record keeping, something that each small business must have. You know, your records are key elements in terms of knowing where you are now and where you have to go forward. You know, the business plan is part of your records in terms of building out where you start with your idea and moving forward with your business. Right? We have a number of workshops. They 1 day workshops, and we also give business advisory session on the business plan, on marketing, on financial management, on strategies, on setting goals. Goals are important for your business. Each entrepreneur must have goals set for their business, because that's where it's going to show you where you want to go, and what actions you may need to reach to build out your business. Business registration and record management, as I said before. And that could be for in response to the ills that may have happened to businesses during the COVID-19 lockdown. We, in addition to, or in conjunction or collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, offered a relief grant, the entrepreneurial relief grant. And that was meant for businesses who made less than $1 million, and who could have been able to access, or who can access, up to $20,000 in grant funding. Unlike a loan, a grant, you won't have to pay that back if you approve for this grant funding. But these were businesses that has already been in operation. And someone who is interested in that can go to NEDCO ttfunding.com to get more information on how they can apply for that. So it may not be you, but you may have a mom, a dad, a sister, a cousin who may have been affected by the lockdown for the COVID-19 and may be interested in such a product that we have. And this is, we are located at 5 strategic locations across Trinidad and 1 in Tobago. So for South, for your region, we are, the closest might be our Independence Avenue branch, which is 45 Independence Avenue in San Fernando. And I think that is it in terms of this presentation. But as I move forward, I just want you to hear from a couple of our clients who are delighted to be NEDCO's clients and would have benefited from the products and services that we offer to small businesses. So I'm going to stop sharing this now, and I'll share once again my video.
My name is Colleen Hunt, and I am the chef and owner of Sea's Big Bite. I opened on the 11th of August 2018, and since then business has been great. Can't complain, business booming, successful, everything. Sea's Big Bite is definitely a fast food joint, I will call it, because we have burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, we have chicken sandwiches. You know, we also make our own homemade juices as well. People love that, the grapefruit, the
I was
orange, our
told
I took a long time not go, honestly, because
that
I
you
could
all
get
are
a
not
loan from
seeing the
an
video.
established bank, really. And
No,
as
Miss
an
Grant, we're not
Yeah,
seeing
that's
the
correct.
video. We're just hearing.
like myself,
Okay.
I collect.
So let me try again to share this video. So I am trying once more to share the video. Hopefully I can get to share the video now. Let me try it. We're still on me. Okay, so I'm gonna try the video one more time. Let's try to see if I get this one more time. No, I seem to be having difficulty in sharing the videos. Are you still seeing the PowerPoints?
No, we are seeing you.
Okay, so I removed and I'm trying to share the video and not getting any success in it coming out of the file. That's where I'm going to try one more time. Any luck? Any luck there?
No,
No.
the video itself is not up as yet. We get in the audio,
But not the video part.
but not the video. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
try.
maybe we can show the video towards the end.
Maybe.
Yes, let's
Maybe
try that.
we can try that. But within that, it was 2 videos and then the question and answer segment. So at this stage, we can just move along to the question and answer while we try to get the video to show.
Okay. Okay, so students, you can send in your questions. While we wait on those questions, Miss, during the presentation, you made mention of you can come in and get a loan, and then you said, well, maybe not you, but your parents. Is there any age restriction?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for our clients, for loan or any financial type of commitment, you need to be 18 years and over. Must be legally 18 years and over. So if you do have a business, I know of some teams who have businesses. So what they do, they register that business in partnership with their parents. And if they're under 18 and their parents come in and represent for the business.
Oh, okay. All right. And how competent should one be in the respective business? Do you have to have any certification? Is certification a necessary requirement, or just that you are able to show competence?
Okay, so certification is definitely necessary for many of the businesses, because you may be competent in a business, for instance, in terms of food. So say I try to show a video for Big C's, but this Big C's, although she is competent in creating her business, she should have food certification and different certification, like from the Ministry of Health. So that's one aspect in terms of regulatory certification. Certain jobs, certain careers, you need to not only have your certificate, say your CVQ or whatever in food and nutrition, but you would need to have Ministry of Health certification to say, well, yes, and your food batch to say, yes, this person is eligible to sell food or prepare food for persons. Another one might be for let's just say mechanics. You want to make sure that you have certification to show that, yes, I can fix a car, but here what I can show you, yes, I have my certificate to prove as well that I can. So it's just an added or a backup to provide stability in terms of lending for someone.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm looking at the time. Let me ask this question. Okay. You mentioned about a special COVID grant.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned loans.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit on what are the distinctions between a loan and a grant?
Right. Great question. For instance, a loan for a loan product that you may come to NEDCO for carries interest of 8%. So someone who comes to us for a loan would be required to repay that loan. So if you're a new startup business and you want startup capital, we will allow you to borrow from us, and we attach an 8% fee towards just borrowing, and it will come within a term. So it might be 12 months, 18 months, or up to 60 months. We can allow for you to repay this monies that you borrowed to start up your business. And on the other hand, if you, in terms of the COVID grant, if you were in business and you would have suffered losses due to the lockdown period, we invite you to apply to NEDCO for what we will call the Entrepreneurial Relief Grant. This grant, which carries a maximum of $20,000, you as the business owner would not be required to repay that monies that you would have gotten as a grant. So in one instance, the loan funding, you will have to repay the monies that you would have come to NEDCO to receive. But with the grant funding, you would not be required to repay what was given to you as a grant.
Oh, okay, thank you. We are in, well, the educational district that is hosting this particular fair is that of Victoria. We are in San Fernando area. Can you share with us your locations and which location is closest to us here in San Fernando?
Right. So in San Fernando, we are on 45 Independence Ave. That's where our NETCO building is. Other than that, the nearest would be in Chaguanas, but our location is at 45 Independence and San Fernando.
Okay. And my final question, I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 questions from our students. My final question is, you mentioned training, right? That training is available. Is this training a prerequisite to a loan? Is it, or is it only after you would have received the loan that the training therefore becomes mandatory? Or can anyone, even if they're not necessarily seeking a loan at this point in time, can they also come and benefit from your training programs?
Yes, exactly. You can benefit from our programs even before you start a business. If you're in the process of starting a business or thinking about an idea for a business, you can access our training. Our training is a standalone product, and it can be attached to the loan through our entrepreneurial development packages. So if you are interested in one of the trainings, say costing and pricing, or even generate your business idea, which is a key one for persons starting a business, you can come to us and for that training in particular, and it carries a fee. Most of our one-day courses carry a fee of $300 at this time. We have reduced the cost during this period because we are still in the COVID phase. So we understand that training is something that will be key for pushing forward and pivoting a lot of businesses. So at present, you can send an email to training@netco.gov.tt if you are interested in any one of our training programs. Or you can look on our social media pages as well. Our Facebook page, our Instagram page have information that comes out periodically on the training that will be coming up, and even our webinars and our info sessions that NETCO provides.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Grant, for the information shared. At this time, I am checking. All right, I'm seeing here a question coming in from one of our students. Okay, so someone, oh, just a minute. Yeah, okay. All right. Yes, someone asked that they are interested. I'm just trying to, okay, all right. Can you repeat the duration of the loans and the interest rate? Just repeat. Someone asked to repeat the duration of a loan. How long does a loan run for?
Okay, so the loans can run from, let's just say 12 months, but the maximum you can have a term for a loan, that's what is called the term of the loan, is 60 months. So, but it's also on a case-by-case basis, and it depends on how much you would like to borrow for the business.
Okay. Someone asked
8% is the interest rate.
Okay.
It's fixed at 8%.
Okay, 6 to 8%. Okay.
No,
Someone asked
fixed at 8%.
Fixed at 8%, 8% interest. Okay. Someone asked about someone asked that they want to open a taxi service. Do you give loans to assist in purchasing a taxi?
Yes, we do. We have taxi loans. And in this case, as based on the question before, you will of course have to have your taxi badge and certification.
Okay.
So, but yes, we do offer that type of loans. You see, NADCO here, we try and we want to prove that small business ownership is a way, is a career, is something that is viable. So we try in our best to facilitate different types of businesses, from hairdressers to nail techs to even the plumber and the electrician can come to NETCO for loans for equipment and certain service type assets that they need, even for working capital, which is like inventory, stock, that sort of item. You can't come to NETCO for a loan to provide
Okay.
for that type of thing.
All right. Okay. Well, I am so thankful to Ms. Grant for what she shared with us this afternoon. You know, it's quite interesting. You know, it's quite interesting that we would start off our session with Form 5s talking about loans from NETCO and so forth. And that is simply because, students, I just want to reiterate what Ms. Grant just said. The idea of owning your own business is so valuable to you as well as to the country. You know, becoming an employer, I can say it's so much more rewarding than merely being an employee. And the state has set up many services. One of them is NETCO, to assist all of us to venture out on our own and to become an employer. And that's just so good. So we really want to thank Ms. Grant and her team for taking the time to share with us. Ms. Grant, you want to try the video again just before we close?
Sure, I will try the video once more. And it
Okay.
was a pleasure speaking today. I'm going to try to share my screen once more. Let me see if I take off my video, if it's going to help in terms of bandwidth.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I tried another video before and that one didn't come up either. Let me try once more. Any luck?
No, we're getting a lot of audio. The audio is coming out very good, but we are not getting
the video part.
The video, yes. So students, I think we
would you love to at least we can hear what the entrepreneur has to say?
Okay, sure. So let's just get the audio for one of them,
Yeah.
and then we'll close up. If we have any more questions, I'll share it with you.
Sure.
I am Curlin Ransom. I am the CEO and Director of the School of Sugar Artistry here in Chaguanas. We have been here for the last 4 years, but I have been teaching for the last 13 years. Here at this school, we teach pastry, we teach cooking, we teach cake decorating, we teach a little bit of garmage, which is fruit carving. So we try to hit everything that is under culinary, but our forefront classes are cake decorating. I found NEDCO via social media on Facebook, and I decided to call, and the reception was able to give me all the information via the phone as to what I had to gather. The process took a short period of time in which to, finish, and I was able to get my checks and move forward with purchasing of my equipment. NEDCO's payment plan is very accessible. I found it very easy to pay back the loan. I was able to pay back the loan on time, and I was much pleased with the service. Going to NEDCO and get a little more experience, a little more, they will help them push or birth that business.
Okay. All right. So students, there you heard for yourself just the testimony of one satisfied customer, someone who actually utilized the services of NEDCO. And I do trust that as they were able to utilize the service, that you too can utilize the service and benefit greatly. Ms. Grant, we want to thank you very, very much for sharing with us, for spending the time with us. And I have just a little, I am going to share my screen at this time and put up a special thank you. All right. And, where is it? Is it gone?
Yes. It's
Wow.
it just disappeared. You saw a little bit of it.
Well, there we go. Okay, let's see. All right. I was just trying to get it up where you can see, where you can fill the screen. But on behalf of the Student Support Services Division of Ministry of Education, Victoria District, we wish to thank you for the information shared and the time spent with us. And I do trust that our students in particular will utilize the information that you had shared with us, and that their lives can be improved even as they get ready to leave secondary school. So thank you very, very much.
You're most welcome, and we were happy to be here today. And we just want to encourage your students to think of business ownership as a real career, something that can push them forward in life.
Okay. Thank you. And students, this brings us to the end of our very first presentation, which came from NEDCO, the National Entrepreneurship Development Company Limited, right? And they are located right here in San Fernando on Independence Avenue. In the next 5 minutes, at 1:45, we continue our session with the University of West Indies. So I ask you to stay tuned and to log in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Grant and your team. And we will shortly meet again.
Yes, we will. Have a good day, everyone.
Same to you. Guys, are you all hearing me? Everybody?
Yes, we are. Yes, Ms. Maharaj.
Okay. Hi. Okay, so we need to let us do a quick post-mortem. Don,
Miss Maharaj, we are still live. We are still live.
That's all right. That's okay. When we are talking, are the students, when we are typing, students, are they seeing us? Can they see when we type?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because we want to encourage them to invite their friends, their classmates, not friends, but their classmates and so on.
Yes, hello, you can communicate by typing on the chat, or you could go
and of course welcome them when they come on. Yes, that's all right. I know it's live. We just want to encourage. We want to know how we can see what students are, the questions and so on, so we can help Dawn. Okay, I'm reading. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon,
Good,
students. So we
good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Victoria District Career Fair. And at this time, I want to introduce our next presenter, Mr. Nigel Bradshaw, who is the undergraduate student recruitment officer at the renowned University of West
Don,
Indies.
we are not hearing you.
You're not?
Don, we are not hearing you.
Okay. All right. Students, I trust that you are hearing now.
Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are
Okay.
hearing you.
Right. I don't know what's going on, but good afternoon and welcome to the Victoria District Career Fair. And we don't want to waste much more time. At this time, we want to introduce and welcome Mr. Nigel Bradshaw. I'm certain no stranger to some of you. Mr. Bradshaw is the undergraduate student recruitment officer at the renowned University of West Indies, St. Augustine. And the next few moments, he will share with all of us the wonderful programs being offered at the university and inform us as to how the University of the West Indies can be that medium through which you are able to realize your career and educational goals. So at this time, I hand over the mic to Mr. Bradshaw, who will spend some time with us. Mr. Bradshaw.
All right, Mr. Roberts, thank you very much for the opportunity to be able to speak to the Form 5 students attending this career day organized by the Student Support Services of Victoria Educational District. It is my pleasure to be able to share with you all information about University West Indies that would assist you all in understanding some of the options that you have when you leave high school later this year. Best of luck to all of you in your preparation for CSEC exams and otherwise. The University West Indies, just like any other university, was purposed to be able to serve the needs of the community it evolved from. Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica, Barbados, Antigua, Barbuda, and the entire Caribbean space, the English-speaking Caribbean space. Because of that, we do a lot of work here in terms of analyzing and generating new information across 8 different wonderful subject areas that you'll find out about a little bit later. The utilization of this information allows you to be able to build multiple different skills of understanding and expression in these fields, and allows you to be able to become a professional based on a specific subject concentration or multiple other ones. As a result of that, you can enter into a profession of any type, ranging from a teacher to becoming a musician or a doctor. You could start a business in any field that you want to as a single proprietor or as a merchant. And you could also to become, if you so choose, a research person that would become the foremost person in that area for persons that are seeking information or direction. Like take for example, many of you might not know, but if there's an explosion of a volcano anywhere in the Caribbean region, the first person that people in this region will go to, believe it or not, will be our Prime Minister. Because his other qualifications is he's a volcanologist, somebody that has a specialization arrangement in volcanoes. Okay, so just to be able to help you understand that, we could tell you that our university is made up of 5 campuses, and from these 5 campuses, we offer over 800 options for study and certificate, diploma, associate, bachelor's, postgraduate levels, and also to various specialized short learning face-to-face programs. We offer them online and face-to-face at these campuses. Our campuses are located throughout the wider English-speaking territory in an area going as far north as Bermuda and as far west as Belize and as far south as Guyana now. Okay, but we'll go through where we have our formal campuses. The Cable campus is in Barbados. It's down in the bottom left, you can see the entire campus as it is situated close to the Caribbean Sea. In that space, you'd find all the other buildings that are that you see here on this page, right? Usain Bolt Sports Administration Center down in the bottom right, the administration building in bottom left, no, sorry, in the middle, which is actually designed to replicate the stool of an African chieftain, right? The law school up on the top right, the residences for students to live in, the School of Business and Technology up on the top left, and the 3Ws cricket ground, which is very famous, a very famous place for all the history on West Indies cricket, right? All of them from right at the Cable campus, a place where there are 7,500 students studying in 7 different areas. Our faculty, our brand new Five Islands campus was started in 2019, now has 1,500 students, it continues to grow as more construction takes place, and in 5 to 6 years will also to host about 7,000 to 8,000 students just like the Cable campus. It will serve the northern area of the Caribbean, which will include Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands, Bahamas, Bermuda, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, Nevis, all those territories, and British Virgin Islands, and also to international students. But Trinidadians and Tobagonians as well will have the opportunity to study at this campus if they so choose. The Mona campus in Jamaica is the largest campus of all our campuses in these areas. It is the largest physically, 800 acres in one physical space. Largest in terms of student enrollment, with over 16,000 students. It is the oldest campus, 73 years old this year. Started with 33 students in medical sciences in 1948. It offers the largest number of programs as well, right? There are a number of Trinidad and Tobago students studying there, just about 1,000 Trinidad and Tobago students studying there. And there are students from around the world studying at this campus, as you'd expect. The bottom right shows you the Faculty of Medical Sciences that you find as a major attraction at the Mona campus. The bottom left shows you the campus at the entry point as you drive in the foothills of the Blue Mountains in Jamaica. Our open campus has 48 sites across 17 Caribbean territories. Let's just go to some of the territories I could see here on this slide. Top left, Barbados. Then you have Trinidad and Tobago, you have Anguilla, you have Dominica. Then on the middle left, you have St. Lucia, Bahamas, Cayman Islands, you have Montserrat. Then you have at the bottom right, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belize, Barbados, and then the British Virgin Islands. All these sites, and then last but not least, yes, that's the British Virgin Islands in bottom there. All these sites support online learning. The online learning that started in 2008, not when the pandemic started, they started online learning since 2008 and will continue online learning after the pandemic has passed. But they only operate in about 5 different categories. You have sport, you have education, you have business, you have behavioral sciences, and you have special education as well. The majority of the students that are studying there as persons that began work and then wanted to study and found something that was associated with what they were interested in doing in furthering the development in that field, right? The open campus remains available right here in Trinidad and Tobago. We have 24 sites here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the open campus is an opportunity for a large number of students who would like to utilize it after Form 5 as well. The St. Augustine campus is the largest campus for Trinidad and Tobago students. More than 13,500 students are here from Trinidad and Tobago. They study in 8 different areas, which include medical sciences, like what you see in the middle of the page, both the amphitheater B and then also to the breakout rooms for the medical sciences students. We have student residences like the Freedom Hall on the bottom left and Canada Hall on the bottom right. We have the second largest library in Trinidad and Tobago, the Alma Jordan Library, and lots of other things. We are second largest in terms of physical size, just over 580 acres big here in St. Augustine, and second largest in terms of student enrollment, 15,000 students studying here from 60 different countries around the world. Okay, this is the campus that I basically have spent nearly half my life at. I've been working here since 1996. Yes, 25 years this year, and it has been quite a long time. So let's go into programs at the University of West Indies, and specifically here at the St. Augustine campus. All the degrees are 3 years long, a minimum of 3 years, meaning that from the time you start, in 3 years you can finish that degree. Every degree requires that you have a minimum of 5 CSET passes, which include English and mathematics. All our programs begin once a year in September. And all undergraduate degrees require that you study something else after you finish CSEC. Either do a certificate or a diploma or associate degree, or you do CAPE or GCSE subjects, right? Any one of those afterwards. Only our nursing degree allows students to come straight out of Form 5 to start the BSc nursing degree. Okay, we'll get into that in a little more detail just now. We have 8 different specializations, and I'm going through them in alphabetical order, starting off with engineering. Faculty of Engineering allows you to study all these different things that you see here. Many of them familiar to you, some of them probably like land valuation and geomatics, not familiar to you. Geomatics is associated with the telecommunications industry, with mapping both at the surface level and also to under the surface. We have students here that have learned how to be able to go to do a map for construction of any building anywhere in this country that could go down to as much as 60 feet deep. Our land valuation methods do assessments of land as well as properties to be able to ascertain value, as well as to be able to determine how we go about developing these land packages as well. Of course, all the other programs here, you can tell would be associated with one thing or the other. Now, in the other presentation I did earlier, people were asking about architecture. Architecture, to a large extent, embodies civil engineering. Okay? So, if you're somebody that just wants to draw, you might look at visual arts. But if you want to be somebody that moves the drawings to a finished product, you want to look at civil engineering. Okay? In anything, if you want to, if it's just for houses, or if it is for large infrastructural projects like airports or villages and towns, you can look at civil engineering. Okay? Now, the subjects that persons should have at Form 5 for entry would be these subjects here. Okay, remember you said mathematics and English are compulsory for all. Chemistry, physics, and additional mathematics are compulsory for engineering. Okay, and at the advanced level, you need pure mathematics, chemistry, or physics. Okay, or an associate degree from UTT, or our pre-science program, or when you complete CAPE and then decided to do engineering, you could do our pre-engineering program. The Faculty of Food and Agriculture, I was a student there for 5 years doing doing a degree in general agriculture. Since then to now, they have more than increased the amount of programs that they offer. They have a large number of programs that as you can see, available to students in all these fields in front of you here. Right? Geography and environmental and natural resource management, sustainable landscape management, family and consumer science and nutritional science and nutrition and dietetics, agricultural technology, all of these are cool things. And they are not associated with just going out in the field and planting and reaping and tying your cow and managing your goat and your sheep and that kind of stuff. It goes way beyond that. In fact, now to the point where a large number of our students are actually in the lab more than they are in the field, looking at and evaluating different types of information associated with trying to increase food security in Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean, and beyond. These are the subjects for entry to that faculty. As you would imagine, you need to have science-based subjects as well as mathematics and English. If you are in Form 5 and you want to come directly to our campus, we have certificate and diploma programs right here at our campus that you could apply for immediately. Like right now, while I'm doing this presentation, you can do the application to be able to become a student at UWI from September this year in our Faculty of Food and Agriculture. Right? We have, for students that want to do nutrition, we have a certificate in human ecology. For students that want to do geography, or environmental and natural resource management, we have a certificate in geography. And for everything else, we have a certificate in agriculture. Okay? So these are qualifications beyond Form 5. Humanities and education is one of the most exciting areas that persons find new entrepreneurial activities from. When you think about it, everyone that you see on television, on YouTube these days, must have done something in these fields, right? Because of the fact that those are the things that you're interested in. Anything associated with entertainment or derived from what entertainment is derived comes out of the faculty of humanities and education. Just look at just look at what they have in front of you there. If you want to write a script for a movie or for a television show, if it is you want to be able to express anything that you want to verbally and non-verbally, you have theater, arts, or film. If you want to look at an understanding and appreciation for the role of monotheistic or multi-theistic types of religions in Trinidad and Tobago and beyond, you look at theology, right? Music, dance, everything, history, anthropology, right? Communication studies, we have Latin American studies. These are just a few of the programs that we have here. Now, one of the things I want to highlight to you is for persons that want to become early childhood teachers or primary teachers, we have Bachelor of Education degrees here. However, if you want to teach a specific subject at secondary school level, you can do a degree in the subject area you want to teach. Let's say you want to teach social studies, you could do sociology. Let's say you want to teach business, you could do management studies. Let's say you want to teach what are science subjects, you could do physics or chemistry or biology, right? If you want to teach agriculture, you could do agriculture degree and so on and so on and so on. Teach music, visual arts, all of these subjects right here, right? You do the degree in that specific field to teach it at secondary school level. But if you want to teach at the primary level or early childhood, you do a Bachelor of Education degree. Okay? Let's move on now to understanding subjects for humanities and education. Do you imagine? Because there are a lot of expressive type stuff, you see these subjects from that in front of you at this level here, right? Lots of these subjects that some of the fun subjects that you have in school are the subjects that you use to come to our Faculty of Humanities and Education. I want to emphasize this. We have certificates that you could utilize directly from Form 5 to nearly every program that we have. Only the language, if you want to do languages, I suggest that you do CAPE. But if you want to do any of the VAPA subjects, if you want to do early childhood or primary school education, we have certificate programs to those. You can come straight from Form 5 to the University of West Indies to be able to do those. Okay? The students that would like to stay in school and continue study, CAPE is the option for you if you come into Faculty of Humanities and Education. Right. So the LLB program, the Living Like a Boss degree, this is what we teach in our Faculty of Law at the undergraduate level. And when you finish the LLB, you do 2 years of study in Kew Woodin Law School to become a practicing legal specialist. You can become a legal specialist in any of these fields and about 400 more fields thereafter, right? Judges, barristers, etc., etc. You can do those based on studying the study of law. Now, the top 1% of income earners anywhere in the world would study in this field, in Faculty of Law. And for that reason, right, you'd want to appreciate this. The specific qualifications for entry at CSEC are these right in front of you here. Notice a very short list, right? 5 subjects, and math and English are the only compulsory subjects. Again, I say it. 5 CSEC subjects minimum required, and only mathematics and English compulsory in those 5. No other subjects are compulsory. Whatever the mix of subjects you make up to add to make the 5, and we have seen it. I know students have done things like from the VAPA area, from business, from science, from some of the administrative type subjects, CBQs and that kind of stuff. Well, not CBQ so much, but once it is a CSEC subject that you do it, then you have collected and passed grade 1, 2, or 3. You're on your way to being able to study the LLB. So let's look at the advanced level now. You need a minimum of 3 CAPE subjects, or you need an associate degree with a GPA of 3.5, which means that you have an A grade profile in your associate degree, or you did an advanced certificate or diploma and you have an A grade profile in your certificate or diploma. I'll tell you why. Only 150 students are chosen every year to come to do our law degree. Just 150. Nearly 1,000 students would apply, right? The majority, all the students that get in are the top quality students, right? That might just be one of you listening to this presentation today. I hope so. The Faculty of Medical Sciences is the only faculty that allows you to study for more. You must study for more than 3 years. All the other programs, law, humanities and education, food and agriculture, engineering, science and technology, social sciences, sport, all of these require a minimum of 3 years. This one, minimum of 4 or 5 years. Let's go through that. Dentistry on the top left, 5 years. Medicine and surgery, top middle, 5 years. Nursing at the top right, 4 years. Veterinary medicine at the bottom right, 5 years. And then the next 2, bottom middle, pharmacy, and bottom left, optometry, they require 4 years of study. Okay? It's 4 years of study. Significant amount of work that must be accomplished to be able to move into these types of professions. And as you would imagine, these are the subjects that you must choose. All are compulsory. Physics is compulsory. Okay? Physics, especially because of the fact that you utilize a lot of specific machinery in medical sciences, no matter what science you do. If it's dentistry, veterinary medicine, or pharmacy even, you utilize machinery, and they want to see your understanding of the use of physics. Okay? So these are specific subjects. I tell you certain other things. At the higher level, Minimum 3 CAPE subjects. You must have biology and chemistry, right? For the students that are not from Trinidad, not studied in Trinidad at all, you can do a pre-health professions program. We have the pre-science or N1 program that a lot of you, I think, must know about already, which allows you to study for 1 year and get qualified for medicine or for engineering or for food and agriculture or for science and technology. Or you could go to Costa and do the triple major associate degree, which is a 4-year long program, and you come with a GPA of 3.75 to qualify to our Faculty of Medical Sciences. There's one thing I want to let you all know, the nursing program, this nursing program here. You enter straight from Form 5, 17 years old, when by December 31st in the year that you become enrolled in the nursing program. You must have English A, mathematics, and one of these science subjects here. Any one of these science subjects here. Okay? No advanced level studies required. No CAPE, no associate degree, no certificate or diploma. Straight Form 5 CSEC passes into the program. Okay? Please understand that. So if you're in Form 5 now, you want to become a nurse, and you want to enter UWI in September of this year to start a 4-year study in nursing, you will look at my email address down the road, take it and send me emails with respect to how to start your studies in nursing later this year at UWI St. Augustine campus. Now, for all the programs, you require autobiographical sketch of 250 to 300 words. You require for nursing an interview. For the medicine, dentistry, and veterinary medicine programs only, must complete what we call supplemental sheet number 2. So students in Form 5, say thank God we had that you were part of this here today. You take my email address and send me an email requesting, Mr. Bradshaw, what is the supplemental sheet number 2? Just wait for it. At the end of the presentation, it's my email address. For the medicine and surgery program, you must be 18 and older when admitted. Right? Cannot be under 18 when admitted. Nursing, as I said earlier on, you must be 17 plus by December 31st in the year of admission. Okay? Moving right along, science and technology as part of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is going to form, to a large extent, the basis for the future development of economies around the world. You saw how much technology was utilized in the last year when economies collapsed and the pandemic shut us up at home and that type of stuff. Technology utilizing science to be able to record data is going to be significantly important in being able to develop different physical areas and spaces geographically across the world. Okay? And how these things impact on the different groups of people living in those spaces is of premier importance in developing different types of industries to meet the needs of the people living there. So you students that want to move into these areas here and become adept in software engineering, mathematics, statistics, biomedical technologies, and any pure science, computer science and otherwise, this is the faculty field. You need to have 2 science subjects from here. You notice how these subjects are organized, right? You would choose it 2. If you have 2 from these already and they're associated with what you want to study beyond, right? You're in a good place. Okay? The next step for you is to choose which option you're going to do, right, to enter the University West Indies. For many of you, I would suggest either CAPE or the N1 program. Right? The N1 program is 1 year, the CAPE is 2 years. Right? If you want to get a feel for what the N1 program is, remember, just wait right on to the end of the presentation. I'll share my information with you, my email address, for you to be able to send me an email requesting further information. Finally, for the business students and all the students that are interested in all these types of subjects, this Faculty of Social Sciences is prepared to offer you world-class ACCA recognized qualification. I'll say it again, ACCA recognized qualification, ACCA accredited qualification in accounting, banking and finance, economics, human resource management, marketing, leadership and management, international tourism management, risk management and insurance, hotel and tourism management, international tourism management, sport management. Okay, large number of programs that are all ACCA approved. The largest list of ACCA approved programs in Trinidad and Tobago. The most affordable listing of ACCA approved subjects in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not saying this and all of you are going to do science. When you think ACCA, you're still going to think of School of Accounting Management and Umar Deans and accountancy tutors and student accounting center, etc., etc. All of them you have to pay much more money than you come to the university where students to get the same quality education that would be recognized worldwide. Okay, we do also two offer behavioral sciences like sociology, social work, psychology, and criminal justice. We offer in our political sciences and government department, political science, government, international relations as options for students to study. Right? This is the largest faculty on our campus with 4,000 students in this faculty. Okay, all of them setting new levels of excellence each and every year when we graduate students. These are the subjects required for students entering. Only international relations and economics have specific requirements. Okay, only international relations and additional mathematics at the CSEC level have specific requirements, as you would note there. At the higher level, you could go on to a certificate or diploma from an accredited institution with a GPA of 2.50 or higher. You could do a minimum of 2 GCA CAPE subjects for most of our programs. However, because of competition in accounting, management studies, and psychology in particular, you students choosing CAPE should have a minimum of 3 subjects if seeking to enter any of those 3 subject areas there. Okay? Right, so let's just move on now to helping you understand mathematics. We have a mathematics proficiency test. We don't want anybody to get scared or worried about it. The MPT is utilized for students that would make use when they enter in these degree programs here. If you didn't do any of these subjects at the top here, you must do the MPT program. Now, MPT wants to be able to test you on specific things associated with the study of what you're going to be doing. And it is because of our MPT that we got our ACCA accreditation. Okay? The ACCA recognizes the MPT as being of a high level, and most students enter and pass the MPT. Okay? So don't worry about it. If you want more information about the MPT, send me an email at the end, and we will discuss it by email. Last but not least, students that really like and interested in areas like physical therapy and participating in sports, sport kinetics is the choice for you. If it is really just a great fan of sport and you want to be involved in sport in terms of technical direction and coaching, sport coaching is for you. And we have, in collaboration with the Faculty of Social Sciences, sports management, which has 2 levels of accreditation, both at ACCA and with CAIES, which is affiliated with FIFA and other types of bodies around the world to allow students to be able to get high quality levels for being able to enter into entry level sport and sport coaching around the world. Okay, the Faculty of Sport will take you with mathematics and English in the 5 CSEC passes. And if after Form 5 you want to do a certificate program, we have the certificate, the Art and Science of Coaching, that you can enter immediately this September. All of you Form 5 students are really interested in Form 5, right? I mean, interested in sport and our Faculty of Sport. Or if you want to go on to CAPE, you could choose whatever you want in CAPE and then come thereafter. Right, so there it is, you have it. All 8 specializations at the University of West Indies. How to make a choice. Choose what you have a passion for. And make sure that whatever you choose, that is something you discuss with your parents. Your parents are going to have a lot to do with it down the road. The whole subject of MONEY comes up with PARENTS. Okay? Unless it is many of you are earning in keep right now. Please do not choose what other people tell you to do. I've seen this on more than one occasion, multiple occasions. People trying to figure out what's the best thing to do, and multiple people choosing only in a few specific areas because they feel that's where the money is. We have students here that graduate. We have lecturers here that have graduated and done very well in multiple different areas because they were very passionate about it, because they worked diligently on it, and because they found a market for it. And that market normally is not just in Trinidad, it's abroad and online as well. So spend time with your guidance officer going through a lot of the different things that your guidance officer at your school could assist you with, which would include being able to understand and assess your innate talents and your innate characteristics, things that you don't even know about yourself yet. Is a really wonderful experience to find out how you are, the things that are associated with you just from a test and from some conversations and analysis with your guidance officer could lead you in terms of understanding multiple options available to you. Okay? I do hope you find that time between now and the end of school to do that. Please continue to check us out online. We are on our website, as you can see there. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Most of you will check us out at UWI St. Augustine on Instagram. Right? And I know the majority of you will get in contact with me 351 days of the year, 24 hours a day at my email address. 14 of the public holidays that exist in this country are for your and for my leisure and rest and recreation. So just use the other 351 days to stay in contact with me. Okay? So that's the end of my presentation. I look forward now to your questions. Okay?
Okay, we want to thank Mr. Bradshaw so much. We are almost out of time, so we will just take about 2 questions, unfortunately. Mr. Bradshaw, there are 2 students who asked for a little more information about accounting. Now, I know in the presentation you made mention of ACCA
accreditation
qualifications. And but and that was just under the School of Business. But can you just elaborate a little bit and give just a little more detail on accounting, please?
All right, the accounting program that we have is a Bachelor of Science special in accounting. It involves all the major areas. Yes, you there? You there, Don? You hearing me? Hello? Hello, Don, you hearing me? Everyone's hearing. Anyway, I'll go ahead.
Yes, we hearing you, Mr. Bradshaw.
All right, Helen. How are you doing, Helen?
Yes,
Good?
very good, thank you.
All right. So, the University of West Indies offers a Bachelor of Science special degree in accounting that persons could add a financial management minor to. At the end of the degree, you would be fully accredited to be able to practice accounting, but to become a practicing, a legally practicing accountant, a registered accountant, you only have 4 more courses to complete to be able to become a registered accountant. Right? That is it. It takes 3 years and you graduate.
Mr. Bradshaw, those 4 courses what are you talking about? Is a chartered accountant to become a chartered accountant? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm certain that the students who asked about accounting would benefit greatly from that. Right now, a lot of courses are being offered online. Because of the pandemic. Persons who are interested in sports, how are they going to be doing their stuff, given that sports by its very nature is a very practical program?
All right, very good question. In fact, to tell you this way, Don, all our programs have major considerations in terms of different types of practical work that everyone has to do, no matter what it is, even in the business area. Excuse me. So, in the faculty of sport, just what we are taking advantage of now, the Ministry of Education has allowed for students with practical work and assignments to do, also to research to do, to be able to come to the campus and get involved in those activities. Is a very it's similar to like what's happening now with forms 4, 5, and 6 in secondary
Right.
school.
Yeah.
Similar kind of arrangement. Must come on campus with your ID, must have your sanitizer and all those types of things. Must have your snacks for that. Right. Everything is exactly the same arrangement.
And I want to, the last question that I want to ask, given time, because we are almost out of time. I will put it two questions in one.
Right.
We often hear people talk about this program not recognized, or that program recognized, and this school not recognized, and this type of thing. Is the University of the West Indies recognized? Are the degrees that you get recognized? Can you go abroad when you're finished and pick up work in England or Australia or Canada? And back in that question, you talked about parents and money. How can students fund their study at the University of West Indies?
Okay, I'm going to answer the last one first. The University of West Indies is still attracting gate sponsorship by the Ministry of Education, which means that students in any program here could still get 100% financing from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Any Trinidad and Tobago student could get 100% financing based on household income. Any Trinidad and Tobago student doing the means test assessment by the government, set up by the Ministry of Education, will receive a minimum of 50% of financing for the degree study, which will make all of the programs very accessible financially. We also do have 500 plus scholarships and grants and bursaries here on campus, which run from a minimum of $2,500 to as much as $25,000 a year. We have a full UWI open scholarship, and then CAPE offers scholarships still to 100 students, and we have the CAPE bursary now, which allows students, up to 500 students, to be funded at the University of West Indies in particular, right, based on the qualifications coming out of CAPE. The qualifications and also too the application based on having completed CAPE. Now, universities around the world are accredited locally first. If you're in a university in the United States, that institution is accredited by state, and many of them are not even nationally accredited, right? Which means this: if you're accredited you went to a university in Florida and you want to go to work in San Francisco, you have to apply for specific professional qualifications to practice your work in that area, right? Especially if it is you just have the degree only and no work experience. Understood? Right? It's the same in Canada. If you train in British Columbia and you want to work in Saskatchewan or in Manitoba or in Ontario, it's the same thing. If you train in Scotland and you want to go across to England, it's the same thing. It's just like here too. That's why, and people have this kind of thing because they're not aware of that. That is how it is worldwide. You can't leave Trinidad and Tobago and go to Brazil and because they teach, you'll be working using Portuguese. So you have to gain the Portuguese language skills first, and then you also too have to gain the understanding of what is taking place in Brazil. Like, let's say you're a medical practitioner in Brazil, you're going to have to understand the Brazilian variant for the COVID disease if you're going to be treating people there, and look at all the understanding that they have for being able to work as a medical practitioner there. So that's how it works. It's based on the fact that people in any jurisdiction will have specific needs, and you need to be tested to be proven to be able to take care of those needs first, right? So people must be made aware that just because you have a university degree from Harvard doesn't mean you could just go anywhere in the world with it.
That's right.
Right? People have to be aware of that. Okay? So it's not impossible to go elsewhere and to find work. Just be prepared that you have one or two things that you must satisfy first before you reach to that level.
Yes. And in short, I just want to remind students that the University of the West Indies is fully accredited by the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Mr. Bradshaw, I want to thank you. Now, I purposely, if you notice, students, Mr. Bradshaw left his email address up for a long period. I wanted to put up a slide and I thought it not to do it because that email address is important. So for all you students, I want to thank you for logging on. Take Mr. Bradshaw's email information down if you have further questions. And I know that from his presentation, each time I listen to Mr. Bradshaw, I learn something new about the University of the West Indies, and I am a past student of the University of the West Indies, and I'm still learning of what they're doing. So thank you, Mr. Bradshaw, and students. I trust that this information would have answered a question or two that you may have as you continue to think of your future. Think of your future career goals and consider the University of the West Indies as the medium through which you can acquire the necessary academic training. Thanks, Mr. Bradshaw. Thanks for sharing with us and spending the time. And I do trust that the students will fully benefited from your presentation. So students,
thanks for having me.
Sure, students, in a couple minutes, wow, almost now, we move right on to the National Training Agency, who will spend some time with us. So let's go right away to the National Training Agency.
All right, good afternoon, students.
Yes.
I'm Miss McIntosh, and I'm going to be presenting or talking to you a little bit about the world of work and preparation for such. All right, so let me just get the presentation up, share my screen with you. Okay, great. Could someone tell me if they are able to see the presentation? Yes?
Yes. Yes, we're seeing it.
Okay, wonderful. So again, I am Malika McIntosh. I'm the Career Guidance Officer with the National Training Agency. And this afternoon, we want to delve into the important topic, the world of work. All right, and basically for our Form 4 and Form 5 students, this is all about preparation. All right, there are quite a few things that we want you to ensure that you do before you begin, sending out applications, resumes, and so forth. All right, so it's just some information, lots of tips and pointers to help you navigate the world of work when you do get there. And that will be pretty soon for a lot of you. All right, so first, I will just give you a brief overview of the NTA. So like I told you, I am a Career Guidance Officer with the NTA. Our organization has a small unit called the Jobs and Career Guidance Unit. And basically, this is what we do. We reach out to students like yourselves to talk to you about career development. So it may be about the type of career you want to pursue. It may be about the world of work. It might also be about choosing your subjects and really preparing the pathway for your career success. It just so happens that this afternoon we'll look at the world of work, but we want you to know that the National Training Agency is a much larger organization. All right, so if you ever hear the term TechVoc, CVQ, or skill training, know that the NTA is involved in some way or the other, because the organization is really responsible for the development of TechVoc in Trinidad and Tobago. So when you see MIC, when you hear about NESC, YTEP, and I'm sure either today or during all of this, all of these career activities or career development activities, you will hear from those organizations. The National Training Agency, we work along with those organizations to bring you the TechVoc products and services. Okay, so the career guidance is just a small snippet of what the NTA actually does. So we want to jump right in. Our objectives for the presentation this afternoon, we hope to introduce you to some of the criteria for joining the workforce. We want to educate you as it regards your resume and cover letter writing. We want to assist you with your interview skills and preparation for such. And also we hope to facilitate any questions that you have about the world of work. So let us jump right in. So usually I tell students this might be the most boring part of the presentation because it is actual work that we are going to talk about, the resume and cover letter writing aspect of your job hunting process. So in almost all cases, you will need a resume and a cover letter to begin the job hunting process. Okay, I also tell students that not only are these two documents necessary for the world of work, but now more than ever, we are seeing a lot of tertiary education institutions requesting documents that are quite similar. So you'll probably see an organization ask you for a CV, which is quite similar to your resume, or certain departments or faculties may ask you for a letter of intent, all right? They want you to write some sort of letter that tells them why you are so interested in a particular degree program and where your career goals lie, all right? So that letter or essay would be very similar to your cover letter as well. All right, so resume writing and cover letter writing is not just for the world of work, but often it is attached to some of the tertiary education institutions. So when you begin applying for universities, you may recognize that some of them want you to have already prepared a resume and a cover letter. Okay, so your resume and your cover letter, these documents, you should never wait just until you are going to do some job hunting. So let's say you see a vacancy ad and that's when you decide you have to prepare these documents. No, we want to make sure that we have these documents already prepared and on hand, just ready for submission. All right, so they should be done prior to engaging in the world of work. Remember that both of these documents must be factual. All right, when we say factual, we don't want you to fabricate anything. I understand as students just coming out of secondary school, sometimes we think our resume looks bare. There's not much to put there. However, as you grow in whatever field or career that you are aiming for, yes, your qualifications as well as your experience, all of these things will begin to grow as well. So in the meantime, we don't want you to fabricate anything. Make sure that everything is true and accurate. There are consequences, and just beginning in the world of work or on a particular career path, you do not want to have to face those consequences so early, nor later down. All right, these things, they are penalties when we fabricate and make up things on the resume. All right, so we want to avoid that at all costs. One of the things that we want to remind students of when you are sending in a document, or rather when you are sending in your resume and your cover letter, do not attach your original certificates. These certificates are quite expensive to replace. So don't attach them. Do not try to make the resume look bulkier than it is. If you come up with 1 or 2 pages, that is absolutely fine. That is exactly where it should be. You don't have to make it look thicker or more than it is by attaching certificates. All right, so those are the first key pointers for your resume and cover letter writing. We're going to get a little bit more in depth here, so I hope you have maybe a pen or a pencil on hand with you. So there are different types of resumes. Usually when you want to complete this document, we go to the World Wide Web, of course. All right. Just before I go on, students, are you all still with me? Can you see the slides as they change?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we see in your slides, yes.
Okay, great, great, good. So technology is working this afternoon. Wonderful. So before you, or rather when you decide to complete your resume, most of us would go to the World Wide Web, the internet, Google, and we look for a sample, a template, some sort of format to work with. When you do this, we don't have any issues with it. You can seek out a template from Google or whatever search engine that you use. However, you want to be aware of the fact that there are different formats in terms of resumes. They are not all the same. So you want to be careful with the format that you choose. All right. These are some of the main formats, and we'll tell you which one you should look for. So you have the functional, and this is usually used by persons who have broken employment history. So they have not been employed for a straight number of years. So they may have worked somewhere in 2012, they stopped working, and then they came back to the workforce in 2017, things like that. So it's broken up. And that person is going to utilize the functional resume, all right, to emphasize skill sets as opposed to the experience that they may lack. So they don't have a lot of experience to place on it, but they have skill sets that they want to highlight. All right, so we call it the functional because it's going to emphasize skills that are involved. Then we have the chronological, and by its name, we are talking about time. So this one is used by persons who have that unbroken employment history. So, and also this person would have worked in the same field during their entire employment history. So for example, a nurse who may have over 20 years, she may have changed hospitals. She may have been with Northwest, now she's with Southwest. She would have worked at a number of places, but the career itself hasn't changed. The field, it did not change. So over the 20 years that she has been employed, it was as a nurse, all right? And in that case, what is going to become important is the timeline, the time frame. So all of her experience is going to be arranged according to the date of the job, all right? So that's why it's called chronological. As the name implies, it's focusing on the time frame, okay? The next one that you see is called the hybrid. And this name implies a mixture. And it is a mixture of your functional and your chronological format. It's just a combination of both of these prior, or the two that we talked about before. It just combines the two of them, the chronological and the functional, and you get the hybrid format. And this is the format that we know today, the one that we often see, okay? So if you are going to go to Google to find a template, always look for a hybrid resume format, all right? So hybrid resume format. Now the document may look a little bit different in terms of the fonts, etc., but it is essentially the same once you are looking for hybrid, the hybrid format, okay? So here are some things that you want to remember when you want to create an impressive resume. So all of the formats that you go looking for, that is the hybrid formats. So like I said, one might look a little fancier than the other based on the font, etc. All right, but each of them should have the following. One, reverse chronological order, and that's something we'll talk a little bit more about. Your personal information, your name, your address, your telephone number, and an appropriate email address. And of course, your references. Yes, there's a lot more in the resume, and we will see to that later on. Remember, standard English and good grammar. As young persons in the age of technology that we live in, we have abbreviated everything. So I get a lot of emails from students. They want to ask questions, and instead of writing A-N-D, I get N. That's it. N now signifies and. All right. You want to make sure you are not making this mistake on your resume and your cover letter, even though you are now quite comfortable using the abbreviated format. You have to spell check, proofread, edit, all of this. And at this juncture, we will inform you that the National Training Agency, when you complete your resume, your cover letter, you can send it to us, and we will do the proofreading and editing and help you correct the document until it is ready for the world of work. All right. So you can do that free of charge. Always know that the NTA is here to assist with things like that. Okay. Your resume should be no longer than 2 pages. So don't you worry about how much is on the resume. You are thinking that you may not have enough experience, etc. At this point, like I said, it's absolutely okay. You are just coming out of secondary school. However, as you grow, you will be able to place more on the resume, and still employers expect that it be no longer than 2 pages. 3 pages is a maximum. All right, so 2 pages, and this is not typed front and back. All right, just front only, 2 pages. Remember, I talked about the fonts. All right, so some of them you will take a look and they look very appealing because you see all this fancy lettering and all of that. When it comes to your resume and your cover letter, we want you to go with the traditional font as you would if you were typing up some other professional document or some document for school. All right, so it's usually the Times New Roman, the font. All right, we use size 12. You all know about the spacing, no fancy borders, no fancy colors, nothing has to be highlighted or fancy fonts or anything like that. Okay, keep all of that at a very minimum. This is a professional document, and even though you may want it to stand out, you don't want it to stand out for the wrong reasons. So this is a sample resume. I know it's a little bit small. This is something that we can email to your guidance officer, and it can be distributed to all of these students this afternoon. We have quite a few brochures that we can share with you as well that would be helpful for the students, and those can be sent to you soft copy. So just to give you a rundown of what the resume actually entails, we'll take a look at this. So on the very top of your page, the first thing that you see is your personal information, and that includes the person's name, their address, a telephone number, and an email address. Students, do you think there's anything else missing here? Any other personal information we want to include?
Just repeat, Miss.
Do you think there's any information that is missing from the personal section? All right, so we have the person's name, their contact information, and address. Do we believe anything else needs to be added?
No, I think that's good.
Email.
I'm seeing the email address.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yes, we have the name, the address, contact number, and an email address. Now, often students may tend to put in things like their date of birth, they might put their sex, they might put their religion, and all of those things. And we want to reiterate that that information is absolutely unnecessary on your resume. Just your name, an address, a telephone number, and an email address. When we say a telephone number, students, double check this. When you complete your resume, always double check, make sure it's accurate, make sure it's your telephone number as well, okay? I've had the experience with a student who sent his resume to us at the NTA. However, he made an error when he typed in his phone number. So no matter how hard we tried to contact him, we could not get on to him. It was the wrong number. When he contacted us and we explained the telephone number mix-up, he was horrified because it meant that all of the resumes that he sent out had the wrong number. So now he was made aware of why he may not have gotten any callbacks at all. All right, so you want to be very careful with the telephone number. Okay, always double check your personal information. When it comes to your email address, this is another thing. Remember, the employer has never met you. They don't know you. They have no pictures of you. Your resume and your cover letter will speak to who you are. So when it comes to your email address, ensure that it is professional. Use your first name, your last name. If you have to use a couple numbers, then do that. Do not go with the nicknames or, you know, things you would call each other in school, or bad girl Riri. Leave that alone. Go very professional. Use just your first, last name, and if need be, choose a couple numbers. So that's your personal information. After that, you see the various headings, all right, or subsections for the resume, and we begin with career objective. Now, when you are Googling your template, sometimes you will see career summary, and the summary is often a paragraph or two. That's not what you would like to use on your resume. Go for the objective, all right? The career objective is one sentence, maximum 2 sentences, that is going to tell the employer basically why you are applying. What's the goal of this application? All right. And that is to acquire a certain position, name the position, tell the employer which position, and you can also add what skills you are hoping to contribute. Just identify 2 or 3. All right. Some of the things that you are going to contribute in that position. That's what your career objective is. What you want to achieve, that's the position, and what you hope to contribute. So after that, you have education and qualification, and you will see this person, now this individual has a university degree. So before I talk about that, let me talk to the students in Form 4 and Form 5. Before you achieve any tertiary education qualification, so it might be a degree, it might be a diploma, it might be a certificate, all right? Before you get there and you only have either your CSEC passes or your CAPE passes, you are going to have to list your passes on your resume, all right? So it means that before you acquire the tertiary education, you will always have to list out which subjects you would have passed. You don't necessarily have to give the grade, but you must indicate which subjects. So what you'll see here is that because this person has tertiary education qualifications, they no longer have to list those subjects. So they can indicate, well, 6 CAPE subjects, 7 CSEC subjects, and that is sufficient. However, remember, once I do not have any tertiary education qualifications, I must list out which 6 subjects or 7 subjects, as the case may be. I have to list which ones. Do we understand, students?
Yes.
Yes, Miss
we
McIntosh.
understand. Yes, miss.
Okay, great. All right,
Yes,
so
yes, we understand. Yes.
no problem. After you have your education and qualification, you see work experience. Now, what happens as you gain experience? Sometimes you have more work experience than you do qualifications. And what people do is often reverse the order. So they will place work experience first and then education and qualifications after. And that's absolutely okay. Either or is fine. Let's talk a little bit about the time frames that we are seeing here. All right, so you see September 2007 to May 2009, and that's the time frame of the person's university degree. That's how long they took to complete that particular qualification. And you will also have to place time frames on your resume. You see times attached to almost everything. And this is what, remember we said earlier, we said your format, whichever format you choose, well, it should be the hybrid format, but whichever template you choose, you must have reverse chronological order. And that reverse chronological order simply means that you're going to place everything on your resume in a backward order. So you will place what you achieved most recently first, and then everything prior to that after. So we are in 2021. Everything that you would have achieved in 2021 goes first. So in terms of education, whatever certificate you gained in 2021, that goes first, and everything else after. So 2020, 2019, 18, and so forth. So when we say reverse chronological, we are simply talking about time, but we are going backwards. All right. So sometimes we get resumes and it's all jumbled up. They have the times, but there's no order to it. Or sometimes you place, people start from primary school and then they work their way up. Okay. Rather, you are going to work from what is most recent and then you go backward. Okay. So that is what we mean when we say reverse chronological order. So back to the work experience. When you place your information for work experience, you are going to, 1, indicate the name of the organization that you work for, and that is the bolded bit on top. Tell us from when to when you would have worked there. Give us the position that you held while at that organization, and also include at least 3 duties that you would have performed in that position. Okay, now the 3 duties are important because sometimes you hold a position, but you do a lot more than the position actually implies. All right, so you have to tell us a little bit about what you would have actually done, so the employers know what you are capable of. Okay, so you do that for each of the experience points that you have, the different types or the different positions that you would have held at various organizations. So some people, as they get older, they have a wealth of experience, and so they have very, very long resumes. What we tend to advise is that you choose or stick to what you have in the most recent years. So the last 5 years maybe, or if in the last 5 years you were not working, then you go to the period of time that you do have the actual experience. All right, students? So important for students, because I know a lot of students say, Miss, well, I have no experience. If you would have held down a summer job, July, August vacation, you would have done something during that time, you can utilize that, even though it is just the 2 months. That is, might just be Christmas vacation. That is okay, use it. If you have, let's say, volunteer experience with some organization, use that as well. You must be able to name the organization, give us a time frame. Like I said, even though it is just July, August, just give us the time frame and tell us about some of the duties that you would have performed in that, during that period of time with whichever organization. That can also work and count as work experience. So after you have your work experience, you have awards or recognition. Now, students, I'm going to be honest, I don't have any awards or recognition on my resume, and that is absolutely okay. That section is simply omitted for me. You, however, if you do have the awards and recognition, you must be able to name the organization that you received the award from and give us the time frame. So what year, if you have the month, that is okay. All right, but you must have the organization. So for students who would have been awarded scholarships, that's pretty good, okay? If you have some national award, etc., you can place that on your resume. After that, you'll see professional affiliation. And at this juncture, Form 5 students, you may have to also exclude this section because it comes when you would have grown in a particular career. So for example, the police, they have an association, doctors have an association, your teachers have an association. If you do accounting, let's say if you do ACCA, that's an association, and you will have affiliations, professional affiliations that you can list here. Until then, you may not have any to attach, all right? And that is okay. As long as you choose your career, no matter which career it is, you will find yourself in some professional affiliation and you'll be able to list it on your resume. Then we have co-curricular activities. Now, this is not the same as your hobbies, all right? When we say co-curricular, you must be able to list the name of the organization, the functions, or your role rather in the organization. So a lot of students, when they go on to university, they join the Students' Guild, they might join a debate team, they are part of some sort of club on campus, and you might be the secretary, you might be the president. That's what we're talking about, okay? So you have to tell us your role or function in the club, organization, whatever it may be, and tell us from when to when you would have been a part of that. Okay, so this is not talking about football on the weekends. It's not talking about singing in the bathroom. Those would be your hobbies and things that you enjoy. And it's entirely different from your co-curricular activities. Okay, so moving on, you see the second page, you have...
Ms. McIntosh, may I disturb you for a second?
Sure.
We have a little less than 10 minutes. It's now 3:05. And the other person is ready at 3:15. So I just thought I'll let you know.
Wow, okay. No problem.
Sorry about that.
No, I was not informed that
of how long it was going to be, 40 minutes.
Right. Not a
we are
problem.
going so good that none of us realized the time was flying.
It's no problem. So I guess they will just get the resume and cover letter. All right. Okay. Okay. This is something that we can also share with you so that you all can pass it on to the students as well. We have individual brochures. So you will get one for interview tips. You can get one for resume writing, cover letter writing, and also planning the career. So the students can peruse that soft copy. Okay. I hope that would help. So after your co-curricular activities, students, we have the special skills, and that would be your skills that you acquire along the way. You may not have certification for it, but these are things that you know how to do and can function in. Then you have your references, and we would recommend that you place your references on your resume. Do not tell us references upon request. Put both references, at least 2, on your resume. That should include the person, their profession, and some contact information. And that, in a nutshell, that is your resume. All right. We have the cover letter, and I'm just going to skip to it so that you can see what it looks like. It's a letter, so it should follow that format: your contact information, the date, the employer's contact information, and then you have the body of the letter. Very important to this letter is tell us what you are applying for. Opening line for a lot of cover letters, it always says, I am hereby applying for a position suitable to my qualifications. Tell us which position. Don't leave it up to the employer to decide for you. And that's in your first paragraph. First thing you want to state is why you are applying, for what position. Then in the second paragraph, or your middle paragraph, you are going to tell us about yourself. Do not reiterate what is already on your resume. So tell us who you are as an individual. Talk about your employability skills. Are you good with communication? Are you a team player? Organization skills. Can you solve problems? Talk about things like that. Your final paragraph is where you wrap up. You thank the employer for their consideration, and you reiterate your contact information. So let them know you can be reached at a particular number for an interview. And of course, you close, as every letter, you would say respectfully yours. You place your handwritten signature if it's hard copy, and you simply type a signature if it is soft copy. All right, so students, you have your resume, your cover letter. Those are the first 2 things that you have to complete for the world of work. And we hope that all of the information that you would have accessed this afternoon would be useful to you. Remember, you can send both of the documents after you've completed them to the National Training Agency. You can send it to us via email. If you have questions about careers, or before you complete your resume or your cover letter, you want to contact us, you can reach out to us at the NTA via telephone and ask any questions that you may have. And we hope that we will be able to assist you. All right, so I want to hand over to your guidance officer. I know they have another.
Miss McIntosh, yes? I want to thank you so much for the information shared. I want to squeeze in one question.
No problem. Okay?
You know, there's an ad on television that says, well, a couple of years ago, image is everything. Can you just reiterate for us, please, the importance of having a good email address? You know, there's some people who would have sexy Trini girl.
Yes.
You know, just reiterate for us, please, the importance of having a good email address.
Okay, so like I was saying before, one of the first things that the employer will gain from your resume is your personal information. And this is why we don't want you to place too much information. All right, so what you do have there is quite important. And remember, I was saying earlier, go with what is professional. Use your first name, your last name. If you have to use a couple numbers, that's fine. But like Sis also indicating, the sexy Trini, the bad boy, the Shutter 101, all right, bad girl Riri or whatever, you want to leave those things alone. And this is not only for the world of work. This is very, very important when you are moving into tertiary education as well. These things can indicate your level of professionalism to an employer or even to a lecturer, to your teachers, all right? Now, while to you, it may not mean anything, they may make judgments about who you are. Now, remember, they don't know you. They've never met you before. They are not aware of the type of person you are. So they are going to make judgments based on what is on that paper. All right. So it's very, very important. This can actually make or break whether you get that call for the interview, and you could possibly miss the opportunity simply by what is placed as your email address. That's how important it is. All right. Now, your email addresses are usually linked to almost everything else, right? When we go to Facebook, we use our email address. When we go to Instagram, all of these different things. So I don't know if you count it fortunate or unfortunate, but the email address can lead employers to a lot more than just the resume.
That's right.
And trust
That's
me,
right. Yes.
trust me, they do go and check for you on Facebook. They want to see what your posts look like, what you're posting about, what you're talking about, what your pictures look like, etc. So when it comes to the world of work, and just a simple thing like your email address and the World Wide Web, we want to be very, very careful. Remember, whatever we place out there, it cannot be taken back. It cannot be erased. You might shut down your Facebook account, but it's still out there somewhere. All right. So we want to be very, very careful with that, especially the email address on your resume. It's an indicator. It is a big indicator about who you are. So prevent yourself from missing opportunities and present your best face possible. Be professional. Yes?
All right. Students, I hope that you heard that. Take that last advice to heart. Prevent yourself from losing opportunities and present your best self ever. Miss McIntosh, thank you so much for sharing your time. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, you spent some time with my students, my Form 5 students, and hearing this presentation a second time is just so refreshing. And I guess everyone who were hearing, I want you to know, Miss, that we have students from over 21 schools that were listening to you. So thank you. And I do believe that this information will go a long way in preparing our Form 5 as they transition from secondary school to the next phase of their life. Thank you, and thank you.
You are welcome. We were glad to be here with you
Yes.
all this afternoon. All the best to the students.
Thank you, Miss. And students, we got to keep you on one time. There is no more break. We have our last presenter for the afternoon. We have Miss Ayana David, who is representing an institution that I call the premier technical vocational training institution in Trinidad and Tobago. I speak of the National Energy Skills Center. So Miss Ayana David, welcome. And I hand the mic over to you at this time.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, all.
Yes, good afternoon.
Just pull up my
Good afternoon.
I'm trying to pull up my PowerPoint.
Good afternoon.
While Ms. David is getting ready, I'll just share some information for the students. Students, Form 5 and 4 students, be reminded that our session continues tomorrow. We have some real interesting institutions on tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. You have CETAL College of Tertiary Education. We have MIC, Institute of Technology. We have, and I'm waiting, very excited for this one, the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. And you know, it's important that you tune into this here because there are different areas that you can get. Okay, I'm seeing the presentation up. We hand over at this time to Ms. Ayana David.
Thank you once again. I'm not too sure what's taking place with my camera because I'm seeing, although I am seeing that I am on, I'm seeing that the icon is X off. So good afternoon once again. My name is Ayana David, and I am a Student Affairs Officer attached to the National Energy Skills Center. I am located at the Point Lisas campus as well as the St. Madeleine campus. So welcome to the NESC. We are so happy to have you. Our mission. The NESC is committed to the development of the nation's human capital through technology and advanced teaching and learning methodologies. Our faculty, staff, and students are equipped with the skills and competencies to meet and exceed the needs of the industrial sector. We ensure our well-being by maintaining a culture of excellence, integrity, teamwork, and discipline. We partner with our stakeholders and communities as we create innovative, entrepreneurial, craftsmen, and technical professionals. Our vision: to be the premier technical training provider in the development of a competent, innovative, and entrepreneurial workforce by transforming human capital through the application of advanced experimental learning methodologies. Our core values are commitment, respect, excellence, discipline, integrity, and teamwork. The National Energy Skills Center, also known as NESC, is a non-profit, government-assisted institution incorporated on July 12, 1997, with the primary purpose of building the human capital in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The NESC, born out of a demand for skilled tradesmen, operates several campuses across Trinidad and Tobago. The NESC offers 2-year diploma programs, 1-year craftsman programs, along with a number of professional development programs. We have been in the business for 21 years. We have 7 campuses throughout Trinidad and 1 in Tobago, as well as we have trained over 21,000 plus craftsmen. Why choose the NESC? Because we are industry relevant, strong links with the industry, we are industry mirrored workshops, we are ISO certified, we are ACTT accredited, we have international affiliations, successful graduates, the availability of jobs in the industry for graduates, for example, placements, and there are multiple entry points. Some of our corporate partners are Atlantic LNG, Massey, the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago, Methanex, and PowerGen. Some of our international affiliations are the International Association of Drilling Contractors. We have the Red Deer College, which is based in Alberta, Canada, Microsoft, American Welding Society, and Cisco. The Student Services Department approach is self. So we have steadfast, present and committed, effective, prepared to deliver, leader, take charge and be in control, finish, achieve set results on time within budget. The student services provide the following. In addition to a dedicated student affairs and guidance officers based at each campus, students can enjoy the benefits of having access to guidance counseling, life skills sessions, preparing for the world of work, field trip to organization in the trade they are studying. We also have industry sensitization. That is where the companies will come in and give a brief description, what is expected of you in the workplace. We have medium-sized class, number to allow for individual attention, review sessions for exam preparation, and we assist with job placement at the end of each program. School environment. Safety is a priority at the NESC. We continuously ensure that a safe, comfortable environment for learning is provided for our students, including security guards, committed and friendly faculty, integration of technology, catering to varying learning styles, well-equipped classrooms, labs, and workshops. Student feedback. Students have the opportunity to provide feedback to our staff through 3 major avenues. These are trainee feedback form, which are completed by students at least 3 times during their program cycle. The Student Affairs Officer, and number 3, the NESC Facebook page. Our marketing and corporate department monitor questions and comments on our Facebook page and direct to the relevant individuals for action. At the NESC, we have an open door policy. At the campus, we facilitate Parents' Day, where parents, guardians are free to visit our campuses to be updated on their child's progress. The NESC believes that parents, guardians are our biggest stakeholders in the education process, and we welcome, applaud, and encourage the active interest of parents and guardians. Visits are not restricted to Parents' Day, and the campus managers, student affairs officers, and instructors are available for a discussion with parents on a short notice. Equal Opportunity Policy Statement. This policy aims to communicate the commitment of the NESC to equal opportunity throughout all the organization training activities, regardless of gender, marital or civil partnership status, religious belief, political opinion, race, disability, sexual orientation, age. In keeping with the policy of NESC, our minimum age for entry is 16 years. Levels of programs. At the NESC, we offer 3 levels of programs. We have 3 different levels. So we have the diploma, which is a 2-year program. We have the craftsman, which is a 1-year program. And then we have our professional development programs, which could be 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, etc. Diploma program. This is our flagship program. It is a level 3 technician program available in 9 different subject areas. These programs are GATE approved. Programs are offered both on a full-time Monday to Friday as well as on a part-time basis. Duration for full-time is 2 years. However, duration for the part-time is 3 years. The 2-year diploma programs are drilling rig operations, automotive services, heavy equipment technician, millwright, welder, electrician, refrigeration and air condition, fabricator, boiler maker, information technology network specialist. Our certification. Students can obtain 3 certificates for our single diploma program. Yes, you can achieve 3 certificates while doing 1 program. The National Energy Skills Center diploma programs has 3 forms of certification. The NESC diploma equals the 150 credits, which is required. The NESC Journeyman program, 150 credits plus 1,640 industry hours in the related field. So if you are doing welding, we try to assist you in the field of welding and you make your hours. These hours can be accumulated within 9 months. Red Deer College, Red Deer Trades Professional equals 150 credits plus 1640 industry hours plus 2 RDC practical assessments. Our Craftsman program, a level 2 technician program that is offered for 1 year. Upon completion, graduates are awarded a certificate of competence. Some of the programs that we have available for the Craftsman are rig mechanic, automotive services, welding, domestic electrician, air conditioning and refrigeration, pipe fitting and fabrication, machine shop, plumbing, and autotronics. Benefits of attending the National Energy Skills Center: building careers, development of well-rounded students, the use of technology, promoting creativity and leadership, providing industry linkage, promoting entrepreneurship, assistance with job placement. When can I apply? Applicants are open for our September 2021 intake from the month of May to August. We also facilitate professional development programs throughout the year. So be sure to keep up to date on our current offerings such as hybrid technology, basic car care, Microsoft Word, introduction to cybersecurity, valve servicing and installation, pipe fitting and fabrication, to name a few. Tuition fees. Our diploma programs are all GATE funded, which are subject to a means test. Our year-long Craftsman program it was previously 8,000 plus 300 registration. However, due to COVID, we have reduced the fee to 5,000 plus 300 registration fee. Our professional development programs vary in prices, beginning as low as $395. There are payment plans available for all programs. What is required for registration at the NESC? A completed application form, original birth certificate and copy, national ID or passport or even driver's permit and a copy, 1 passport size photo, medical certificate of fitness, academic certificates and copies, a drug test, eGate ID, and a registration fee of $300, which must be paid via the bank or via links. Graduation. Upon successful completion of our programs, a graduation ceremony is held. Our students, their families, faculty, management, and other stakeholders can acknowledge and celebrate the hard work, commitment, and perseverance of the students. In true essence of a family, we all shall share in their joy, pride, and excitement. Even after graduation, we maintain contact to follow up on job placements for our graduation. So we invite you to take a tour of our facilities. So I am going to do a virtual tour of our facility. One second. In the meantime, anyone have any questions?
One question is, when someone finish train, do you assist them to find work?
Yes, we do. Are you all seeing the video on the screen?
No, not as yet.
Okay, just one second.
Hi, Miss David. You'll have to stop sharing the PowerPoint first, and then you could share the video.
Okay. You all are seeing it now, right?
Yes, we are seeing it.
Anyone has any questions thus far? Hello?
Yes, we hear, Miss. We are here.
Anyone has any questions?
Miss, unfortunately, I cannot see if the students are typing anything right now. Let me see. Can any of the other officers see if students are, if you could check to see if any student is asking any question? If not, well, let me, Miss, I don't know if I would have missed this, but the age limit to start NESC, to enter NESC, is there an age limit?
No. We have from 16 and over, but to qualify for GATE will be up to 50.
Okay.
After 50, if you want to enter, you will have to pay for yourself.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Roberts is back. So I'm not, Mr. Roberts, are you seeing any questions from students? So, Miss, if there are students.
Sorry, I had my mic off. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I was
Don.
talking and my mic was off. I'm sorry. Yes. One student asked about if your programs are internationally recognized.
Yes, they are.
Can you elaborate? I heard that you have affiliation with some universities in Canada and so forth. Is that true?
Red. So all our exams comes from Red Deer College, which is based in Alberta, Canada.
Oh.
Our diploma programs.
So like your drilling program, if someone completes the drilling program here, is it possible that they can get to work in an oil field out in Alberta?
Yes. Besides Alberta, a lot of our students, they work outside who complete our drilling program.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. What about the whole question of drugs? If someone completes the drilling program,
hearing.
Is it possible that they can get to work in an oil field out in Alberta? Wow.
I'm not hearing.
I'm sorry, I'm getting feedback. I'm seeing a hand up, Ms. McIntosh has a question.
Yes, I have a question for Ms. David. Ms. David, I was wondering that now that we are in COVID and we have the COVID pandemic we are battling, I was wondering how is instruction taking place at the NESC compound? How is that going? How is that happening?
So we are doing our theory aspect of the program online, and the practical aspect, we split up the students in groups and they come in because the restriction is re-lifted for practical. So our students come in still and do their practical.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I have a second question. I know that there may be some concerns about GATE and in terms of funding and so for the programs that NESC offers. Can you give us some insight about GATE and the kind of payment plans, if possible, are available and so for NESC?
Okay, so all our diploma programs are GATE approved. However, the students need to do a means test in which they provide copies of their parents' payslips and stuff like that. And the payment plan, well, they work with you. They speak with the students and they work out a plan, a payment plan. Our programs are 30,000 per year, so it's 60,000 for the 2 years.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. David.
You're welcome.
Ms. David,
Yes.
do you all have a lot of, when you normally hear about technical vocational training and so forth, it's usually a male-dominated sector. Do you all have lots of female students in your program, and do you encourage females to register to your programs?
Yes, we encourage females to register, but the numbers are relatively low. However, our ITNS program, you will see a lot of females doing that program.
All right. And we can access more information online. And is there a specific period to apply? Right now, our Form 5 students are getting ready to write the exam. When should be the application period?
They can apply from now for our September intake.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions?
Sophia.
Yes, I wasn't sure if can you explain the process of applying to come to the NESC?
You could go online on their website and they have the application forms. So you could fill out an application form and send it in. Or you could visit one of the NESC campuses.
Okay, and in terms of the website, can you provide the website for us, please?
The website is nesc.edu.tt, so I'll type it in the comments.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ms. David, excuse, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You were saying that persons can apply from ages 17 to 50, is that correct?
16.
From 16,
to up to 50 to qualify for GATE.
Okay, to qualify for GATE, and it's 17 skills you all offer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Okay, I am not seeing any more questions. Any other questions? Okay.
Up to 50 to qualify for GATE.
Okay, to qualify for GATE, and it's 17 skills you all offer?
Yes. At the moment, we have just 9. At the moment, we have 9. Hello? Any other questions?
Ms. David?
Yes?
I am not seeing any more questions. Do students receive a stipend at NESC?
No, we no longer offer stipend because our programs are level 3 programs and they are GATE approved. We don't offer stipend.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions from students. So, Ms. David, I'll give you a minute to summarize your presentation.
Okay, no problem. So once again, the NESC is a non-profit organization which is government assisted. We offer trades in the field of automotive services, welding, drilling rig operation, electrical, fabrication, heavy equipment, industry information technology network specialist, millwright, refrigeration, and air condition. Our registration fee at $300. Our programs are GATE approved. Our hours are from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. And our contact numbers are 636-8315, 636-7944. You all can visit the nesc.edu.tt to apply, or you could even check out our NESC Facebook page at NESC-TT. Thank you.
All right. And
Ms.
I want
one question, please. Ms. David, could you tell us what's the entry requirement one more time again, please?
You must have 3 CSEC passes.
Any 3?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And that is for all programs, Miss?
Yes.
Oh, even the Reagan program 3 CSEC?
They will do an interview as well.
Okay, great, great. Well, I'm certain that our students would have benefited immensely from this information. You know, quite a number of our students often say that they want to do welding or they want to do something with their hands. And oftentimes when they say that, I usually recommend National Energy Skills Center. And I want to thank you. I know that we don't, because of the pandemic and so forth, there are a lot of restrictions, but if a student and their parent wants to come into the institution just to see or to meet with you or any of your other personnel, can they do that?
Yes, they can.
Okay, great. All right. Well, Ms. David, again, I want to thank you on behalf of the Student Support Services of the Victoria Educational District. I want to thank you for taking the time off to communicate with our students. We have students on, Ms. David, from over 21 secondary schools in the Educational District of Victoria. And I'm very certain that the information that you shared this afternoon will go a long way in helping them to make those final decisions as they prepare to leave secondary school. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your information. And I look forward to working with you again in the future.
Thank you for me.
You're welcome. Students, that brings us to the end of our first day of our career fair entitled Your Dreams, Your Reality. It's virtually possible. I want to thank you for logging on today, students. And this is just the beginning. Tomorrow, as I said earlier on, we have CETL College, MIC, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and School of Business and Computer Studies. I want to encourage you to log on tomorrow at 1 p.m. and also to tell all of your other friends and colleagues and classmates, all Form 5 students. And we are extending the invitation also to Form 4 students, so you can pass the word around. All of you, please log in tomorrow, please God, at 1 p.m., where we continue to share with you information that are very, very relevant to you, especially as you prepare to move from secondary school onto the wider world of work, and in some cases, further education. So thank you. Thanks to my colleagues who have been on. Thanks to your principals. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So do have a wonderful afternoon.